Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. So inshallah in this lesson, we're moving on to the fifth phrase. So we have 6 altogether. This is the fifth phrase we're moving on to. So, quick recap. Phrases are, from this side, phrases is an extension of a of a sentence. Which part of a sentence? Of the noun. You expand the noun. The first phrase we done was conjunction phrase, which was what? What do you call this in Arabic? What are the 2 parts of this? You have to know the tip of your tongue. Ma'tufun alayhi and harfu atf and ma'tuf. The second type of phrase we done was the descriptive phrase, which is known as man'ud and nat. The 2 parts are called man'ud and nat. The third type of phrase we done was the a positive phrase. What are the 2 words in Arabic called for that? Mubdalun minhu and the badal. And the last phrase we done was the demonstrative phrase, which is known as, the 2 parts are called the ism al-ishara and the musharun ilay. Within these 2 phrases. Now, so we've got the order slightly different here than what is in the book. What we can do now, you're going to categorize them. The conjunctive phrase and the appositive phrase, they match in what? I'rab. And descriptive phrase and demonstrative phrase match in D-I-N-G. And even more in D. Not only do you have to match in D, the second one has to have what? Alif Lam. It can't be a name, it has to be Alif Lam. Okay? So what we say here, that these ma'tuf alay and harfu atf and ma'tuf and the mubdal minhum badal, they're buddies. Why? They match in I'rab. Yes? What are they? Buddies. And then this side, the descriptive phrase, the man'ud nat and the ism al-ishara musharun alay, they're super buddies. Why are they super buddies? Because what? They match in everything. So they're close, they hold their hands, these are the hugging. So it's really close, they match in D-I-N and G. So you got what? Match in I'rab, conjunction and a positive phrase. And match in everything, the super buddies are descriptive phrase and demonstrative phrase. So what are the normal buddies? Ma'tufun alay and harfu atf and ma'tuf and mubdal minhu and badal. They're the buddies. The super buddies are man'ud nat and ism al-ishara and musharun ilay. Remember that, yeah? The buddies and super buddies. Now we're going to something else now. The possessive phrase. The possessive phrase. What does possessive phrase mean? Something that shows ownership. For example, the house of the man. When you have the house of the man, what does that show? The man owns the house, so it's showing possession and ownership. Yes? Yeah, you understand that? Like my book, your book, his pen, the teacher's pencil. Yes? How do you make this? In Arabic, you use the word of. The book of the teacher, the man of the house, or the computer of the classroom, or the screen of the classroom, the door of the room. So you use the word of and you make the sentence in English. You get the same order and you put the own, the thing that's being owned first, the book of the man, the house of the man. You put the bait first and the second word you put afterwards. Does that make sense? Yes? So what do you put first? The word that comes before of. The house of the man. Bait rajul. You following? Yes? The first word is called the mudafun. What's the first word called? Mudafun. What's the first word called? Mudafun. So the first word is called mudafun. Yes? And the second word is called mudafun ilay. Mudafun ilay. Yes? Yes? So for example, now in our tarkib, in our structure, say baytur rajul. Bayt is a mudaf and al-mudaf ilay is the rajul. You get your green pen and you highlight at the bottom. Yes? Okay? What's the rule of possessive phrase? Now remember, you had buddies, super buddies, and now you got enemies. You got what? The buddies, super buddies, and the enemies. So we have the buddies, the super buddies, and we have the enemies. And this mudaf ilay, they're like this naughty kids. Like they don't follow any rule. They do everything like. So you had the buddies were really good people. They follow each other. They play nicely. The super buddies, they even like D-I-N-G. They follow everything. Now we have the enemies. Meaning these are like just headaches. So what happens now? What's supposed to happen? All the Arab, the phrase, what do? You have to match. You follow in it. You play nicely. But no. This doesn't work like this. Mudaf ilayh says, I want to be majroor. I don't care. That's naughty people. So mudaf ilayh, he's a follow. Everything. The man'oot and not follow. Ma'atuf alayh, ma'atuf follow. Mubdal minhu badal, they follow. Ismul ishara, mushar ilayh, they follow. Even though you can't see it in the ismul ishara because it's mabni. But when it comes to mudaf ilayh is very stubborn. These are naughty and enemies. So what does it say? You know, like you, I want to sit in the front seat all the time. Is that what you do? Yeah? You do that, innit? So you like say, I want to be majroor. I don't care. I want to be majroor. Like toddlers. I want to be majroor. So that's, what can we do now? Forget it. You don't have time to waste on majroor. Mudaf ilayh. It's okay. It's majroor, you majroor. Fine, khalas. So mudaf ilayh is what? And mudaf ilayh are the naughty enemies. So they're naughty because what? Mudaf ilayh is always going to be majroor. Make sense? And mudaf, he's also naughty. He doesn't wear a coat. No alif lam or no tanween. You know some kids who don't want to wear coats. It's like, oh no, I don't like coat, I don't like this, I don't like this, don't wear this. So alif lam is also, these are naughty enemies. So they're naughty because the mudaf ilayh doesn't follow the mudaf. And he's also naughty because mudaf doesn't wear his coat. He doesn't have alif lam or tanween. Every other word in Arabic says, okay, nice people. What did it say? I'll have alif lam, if not I'll have tanween. But mudaf says, no, I don't want any of this. I don't want alif lam or tanween. Fine. Right? That's why they're naughty. And they're enemies because why? They don't match anything. So they're naughty enemies. Yes? You understand the buddies, super buddies, the naughty enemies? Yes? So the buddies follow in Arab, super buddies follow in ding, and the naughty enemies, they don't agree with each other, the enemies, and they're naughty because one wants to be majroor and one doesn't want to wear his coat. Alif lam or tanween. Make sense? So that's the mudaf ilayh, the naughty enemies. Okay? So for example now, we have a structure here. So we have here, ukhtul muallim. How do you do the structure of this? How do you translate this? Ukhtul muallim. The sister of the teacher. Your turn. How do you do Arab? Ukht is the mudaf. And muallim is the mudaf ilayh. But what are they? Naughty buddies. So he's naughty. He says what? I'm not going to follow you. I don't care what you say. I'm going to be majroor. And ukht is also naughty. Mudaf is also naughty. So what are we going to say? No alif lam. Doesn't want to wear a jumper or a coat. No alif lam or no tanween. Make sense? So the enemies, they don't match in number and gender or Arab, anything. And he's stubborn. He wants to have a kasra. He doesn't want a jar. He wants to be majroor. And he doesn't want to have alif lam or tanween. Make sense? Okay, and then also in number and gender, look, number and gender. This is mu'annath, and this is what? Mudhakkar. They're not matching. Enemies. Yes? Number 2. Ummul awlad. Number 2, ukht ummul awlad. Tarkib and translation.
Ummu is the mudaf.
Ummu is mudaf and awlad is?
The mudaf ilayh.
Mudafun ilayh. And they're naughty because what? Doesn't follow the Arab. He has a kasra. He does what he wants to do. He doesn't want alif lam or he doesn't want tanween. So the naughty have their own rules and enemies, they don't match. This is mu'annath and mufrad. This is jama' and mudhakkar. Just leave them alone. They don't want to be friends. Just leave them alone. Let them do what they want. Yes? Anharul Jannah. Structure of this? Mudafun al-Jannati. Mudafun. Like translation? The rivers of Jannah. Yes? As usual now, you put the phrases in a sentence. So, it comes anywhere. It can be the fa'il, the maf'ul bihi thanin. It can be maf'ul fi, it can be hal, it can be mubtada, it can be khabar, ismu kana, khabaru kana, laysa, inna, all of the lot. So for example, Sama rajulu, the man fasted. The man fasted. When did the man fast? On a day. Which day? Not any day. Yawmul Jumu'ah or Jumu'ah? Jumu'ah. In Urdu and Gujarati, if you speak, I'm not sure about Gujarati, but in Urdu you can say Juma. Juma ki din. But when you speak in Arabic, don't say Juma. Say what? Yawmul Jumu'ati. In the Quran. إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة. Is it من يوم الجمعة or من يوم الجمعة? من يوم الجمعة فاسأل. So Jumu'ah. So in Arabic is Jumu'ah. Sometimes people who are familiar with both language, Urdu and Arabic, they mix them together and say Yawmul Jumu'ah. So remember what's the Arabic word? Jumu'ah. Okay, the man fasted on the day of Arabic. So let's try a few examples. Who was last? Your turn. Ji. So this is a sentence. How do you tarkib of this? Is it jumlatun ismiya or jumlatun fa'liya? Tusafiru. Tasafara yusafiru musafaratan. So is it? It's a fa'il. Tusafiru becomes fa'il. Muhammadin becomes fa'il. And what kind of structure is that? Ummu is going to be Mudaf, and Muhammadin is going to be Mudafun ilay. Okay? Ummu has a dhamma because it's a fa'il, but Muhammad doesn't want to mat, he's naughty. Yes? Is he naughty, Muhammad? No? He's naughty, he doesn't want to listen. He doesn't want to follow the first word, so he has his own Arab. The mother is also a bit, Ummu is also a bit thing, no coat or no jumper, no alif lam, no tanween. Yes, you following? Number 2. Your turn. Muhammadun Rasulullahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammadun is mubtada and Rasulullahi is the khabar. And Rasul is what? Mudaf. Lafzul jalala is the mudafun ilay. Okay? Good. Inna ash-shaytana aduwullahi. How do you do this one? Harfun mushabbahun bil fi'li. If I don't write properly now, you're going to say, most of your teacher's handwriting and not writing yourself properly, so I've got to make sure I write a bit neater now. Ash-shaytana is what? Ismu inna. And aduwullahi is khabaru inna. And how do you break the phrase down? Aduwu is mudaf, and lafzul jalala is mudafun ilayhi. Okay? Next one. Yaghfirullahu dhunubal ibadi. Yaghfirullahu dhunubal ibad. What's the tarkib of this? Yaghfiru is the fa'il. Lafzul jalala is the fa'il. Dhunubal ibadi is the maf'ulun bihi, which is one word or more than one word? A phrase. So you break the phrase down, each part individually. Dhunub becomes the mudaf, and the ibad becomes the mudafun ilayhi. And again, this has no alif lam, no coat, no jumper, no alif lam or no tanween, and this wants to do its own thing having a majroor, so just leave them alone. Okay? So, let's do this one quickly. Kanat Ummu Khalidin, Kanat Fa'lun Naqis. Ummu Khalidin is the ismu Kana, made up of, and Marida is the khabar. This is the phrase, mudafun and mudafun ilayhi. Yes? Yafrahu al-atfalu yawm al-eid. So, Yafrahu is fa'il, al-atfalu fa'il, yawm al-eid maf'ulun fihi. Very good. And this is made up of mudafun and mudafun ilayhi. Yes? Okay. Can you get me the key of the lock of the door of the classroom of Muhammad's brother's uncle? Can you remember that sentence? No. The point is, I can't remember as well if I say it again, I can try it again. The key of the lock of the door of the classroom of Muhammad's something, uncle something. Brothers, I can't remember, so I don't know if you're right or wrong. But anyways, what's the point of that example? That sometimes, that's a bit exaggeration, but sometimes you can have more than one mudaf ilay. What can you have? That's double trouble because you've got a bunch of naughty kids who are enemies in the same room. So it's a nightmare. So one mudaf has what? Many mudaf ilay. So for example, Baytu Ummi Sadiqi Hamidin. Not Baytu Hamidin, but Baytu Ummi Sadiqi Hamid. So how do you translate this? The house of the mother of the friend of Hamid. So how do you do this now? So this is one mudaf, and many what? mudaf ilayh. So one mudaf with many mudaf ilayh. Okay? Now, what you do now, so what happens now? We have naughtiness all over the place. So now, the ones in the middle are the most naughtiest. What happens now? This doesn't have alif lam or tanween. Yes? This has kasra. And these are spoiled. Why? Because they have bad company both ways. They follow him and him. They have kasra. They don't follow. They have a kasra. They want to have a kasra. They learn from that end to have a kasra. So they have that bad habit. And then they learn from the first one not to have alif lam or tanween. So the middle mudaf ilayhs are the worst. They follow. They have the bad things of everybody. They don't have alif lam or tanween, and they have madya majroor. Are you following? Because they have bad company. So this on this side, they learn from this person not to have alif lam or tanween, and they learn from this person to have majroor and not follow the i'rab. So the middle mudaf ilayhs don't have alif lam or tanween, and nor do they have what? They don't follow i'rab. They have what? The majroor. You understand? So baytu ummi sadiqi hamidin. So bayt is mudaf, then mudaf ilayh, mudaf ilayh, mudaf ilayh. And the middle ones, this has no alif lam or tanween, and these also don't have alif lam or tanween. They follow this one. And he's majroor, so they say, oh, we also will let him. We don't want to follow that rule as well, so they become worse. So the middle mudaf ilayhs are always the naughtiest. Are you middle child? Are you middle? So you're middle mudaf ilayh, aren't you? No? Okay. Yes? Correct. Now one rule, one little rule at the end. We're not going to go into too much, but it's a little point, so when it comes up later on, you're able to figure out. If you have a muthanna word or a jam'ul mudhakkar as-salim, what do they have in common? The muthanna. Muslimun becomes, jewel becomes muslimani, and muslimun becomes musli, for plural, muslimun. What do they have in common? What do they have in common? Noon. They have noon in common. So both of these, when they are mudaf, the noon drops. When they're mudaf, the noon drops. Ukhtun, ukhtani, two sisters. Ukhtun becomes ukhtani. When it becomes mudaf, you don't say ukhtani Muhammadin. Because this noon is not like ukhtun, ukhtani. Can you not hear a noon sound at the end of both of them? Ukhtun, ukhtani. So that's a bit more detail, but for now just remember, that's like a semi-tanween. So when it becomes mudaf, the same way the tanween drops, what will drop here? The noon. Muhammad's two sisters. Okay? Muallimuna becomes muallimul awladi. You drop the noon. Okay? Yes? You following? So, you have phrases, which are extension of nouns, which you have those that match in i'rab, which are the conjunction, which are ma'tuf alayh, harfu atf, and ma'tuf. Then the other one that matches in i'rab is what? The mubdalun minhu and the badal is called a positive phrase. Then you have the super buddies, which match in everything, ding, which are the man'ud and the nat, and the ismul ishara and the musharun ilayh. Then you have the naughty enemies, which are the mudaf ilayh. Possessive phrase, mudafun ilayh. So they're the buddies, super buddies, and the naughty enemies. Yes? So, one matches in i'rab, one matches in everything, because the super buddies, and then the naughty enemies, they don't follow the rules. One, they don't want to wear alif lam or tanween, they don't follow the rules of normal words. The mudaf ilayh doesn't follow, like all the other friends do what? They follow the first word. The mudaf doesn't follow. And then the enemies, because they disagree, they don't have the same i'rab. So, leave them alone. Yes? So we've done how many i'rab, how many phrases so far? 5 phrases. How many phrases have we done? 5 phrases. Okay? You understood? So keywords again. Ma'tufun alayh, harfu atf, ma'tuf, mubdalun minhu badal, man'ud nat, ismul ishara, musharun ilayh, and mudafun ilayh. Who are the super buddies? No cheating. Man'ud nat, and ismul ishara, musharun ilayh. Who are the normal buddies? حرف عطف معطوف عليه معطوف عن مبدله من بدل. Who the naughty enemies? مضاف ومضاف إليه. Yes? Understood? Okay. سبحان الله بحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك.